open my heart to thee. Lift our gaze to the spiritual eye, watching the beautiful natural breath. On the next inhale, Hong, and exhale, Saw. Affirming the truth of who you are. I am spirit. We'll meditate together for 5 minutes.
Remaining in an inward state, listen to this week's quality from Affirmations for Self-Healing. Sharing. True happiness is found not in possessions, but in sharing what one has with others. Thus is one's self-identity expanded as he learns to live in and enjoy a greater reality. People who gladly share with others feel themselves bathed by a constant inner stream of happiness. Sharing is the doorway through which the soul escapes the prison of self-preoccupation. It is one of the clearest paths to God. Affirm after me in a loud voice, engaging the conscious mind. What I give to others, I give not away.
What I give to others, I give not away.
For in my larger reality, it remains ever mine.
For in my larger reality, it remains ever mine.
I am happy in the happiness of all.
I am happy in the happiness of all.
And now in a more conversational tone. What I give to others, I give not away.
Give to others, I give not away.
For in my larger reality, it remains ever mine.
Our larger reality, it remains ever mine.
I am happy in the happiness of all.
I am happy in the happiness of all.
Now taking it inward to the subconscious inner whisper. What I give to others, I give not away. For in my larger reality, it remains ever mine. I am happy in the happiness of all. Now taking it deeper into the subconscious, in silence. What I give to others, I give not away. For in my larger reality, it remains ever mine. I am happy in the happiness of all. Now with rising aspiration, bring your awareness to the point between the eyebrows, engaging the superconscious mind in deep silence. What I give to others, I give not away. For in my larger reality, it remains ever mine. I am happy in the happiness of all. Prayer. O infinite giver, teach me to find happiness through others.
Now Jackie will read for Rays of the One Light.
Week 5, the mystery of Avatara or divine incarnation. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda. The Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter states, as we saw last week, O Bharata, whenever virtue declines and vice predominates, I incarnate on earth. Taking visible form, I come to destroy evil and reestablish virtue. What is the mystery of this divine manifestation? Great avatars, such as Krishna and Jesus Christ, are born as babies, even as we all are. They take human form and go through normal human experiences as they grow from childhood to adulthood. They eat, they play. They may seem to suffer sickness and disappointment like the rest of us. In what way are they different from other human beings? The important thing to understand is that even as they are like us, so are we also like them. Their realization can be ours too. They come on earth to show us our own divine potential. The difference lies not in the manner of their manifestation on earth, but in the consciousness with which they are born. All things are condensations, so to speak, of the cosmic vibration, Om, described by St. John's Gospel as the Word. Most human beings, however, are unconscious of their divine origin. The avatars, on the other hand, come consciously as manifestations of that divine reality. As the gospel says in the first chapter, "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth." Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
Om, Om, Om. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be solving the mystery of the Avatar with you all. This beautiful morning. We'll start from Whispers from Eternity. I am thy bird of paradise, wishing to fly in thy astral airplane. The astral airplane of parting came to take my soul away from the earth. I wondered through what strange skies I would soar now, into what lands I would travel. I asked the mystic pilot, cosmic law, whither I go. That silent one answered soundlessly, I am the pilot of life, mistakenly called death by ignorant earth folk. I am thy brother, uplifter, redeemer, friend, unloader of every gross burden of bodily troubles. I have come to fetch thee away from thy valley of broken dreams to the highlands of life, where poisonous vapors of sorrow never rise. I have broken mercifully thy cage of flesh attachment, that thy soul bird may escape. I have broken thy chains of disease and fear, the long encasement behind bars of bones accustomed thee to thy little cage, making thee fling to fearfully, even when I opened its door. Yet in thy heart, thou didst want thy freedom always. Why now art thou fear-filled, having won thy long-craved freedom? O bird of paradise, hop into my plane of omnipresence. Fold now thy fluttering wings and ride with me peacefully anywhere, everywhere in thine eternal home. So about maybe 3 years ago, I went to Inner Renewal Week. It's an incredible week at Ananda Village. And the Sunday service, Nayaswami Ananda did this service, and he started with, "You are avatars." And it was he's just a powerful man. And he said it, you are an avatar, you are an avatar. And that whole week, it stayed with me. Anytime I heard a voice of being like, I'm not good enough, or what did I do? And you are an avatar. And it just brought it back to me as I was preparing for this topic this morning. And, when Swami Kriyananda asked Yogananda ji, are you an avatar? Yogananda said, it would have to take one. Such a one to bring this mission, this earth mission. He had an incredible mission, Yogananda, his mission to come and free us all of our ego desires and bring us into self-realization. And when Yogananda was an infant, his mom was a devotee of Lahiri Mahashaya, and she brought the little baby to him. And he said to her, little mother, thy son will be a yogi. As a spiritual engine, he will carry many souls to God's kingdom. And that's what the avatar does. In selfless service, with beautiful open hearts, they answer that call, that longing within our own hearts for an example, for someone to pull us out of the darkness of fears and negativity of getting lost and bring us into that beautiful found, into that beauty of the divine. And Yogananda was sent to earth to fulfill this divine mission and to change world consciousness. And he did it so well. He was teaching so many classes, and his whole life was dedicated as a Prem avatar, with a beautiful open heart. He helped people to develop the devotion that really, Sri Yukteswar said, we can't take one step on the spiritual path without devotion. It's so essential to bring it into our meditations, and Yogananda emanated that for all of us. It was a true mission of love. And he came to help us grow. He was a fully liberated soul, as all avatars are, and sent by God on a mission to help us all get free, become liberated. So I've been feeling so much gratitude as I've been preparing for Sunday service to these avatars we have. Krishna and Jesus and Babaji and Lahiri and Swami Sri Teshwar and Yogananda ji, they all are liberated souls. They came together. What an incredible energy, right? To send out to all of us, to awaken our hearts to the possibilities, to our highest potential. And so this is the mission of the divine example and how to live in a truly conscious life, how to awaken from that lower consciousness where we're competing or complaining, where we're confused, or we're maybe condemning or criticizing or judgment. All those have to go. And little by little, we start to transform and become our true self, free of any of the ego's likes and dislikes, desires, and ways that it creates blocks for us to really awaken. And so every time I get prepared for Sunday service, I always go through things and have experiences. And last Sunday, I was sleeping and I had this dream that Nayaswami, Jyotish, and Devi were coming to my house, Shanti house, for a satsang. And I was really excited about them coming, and I was preparing, and I was really, really excited. But all of a sudden, a question: do I have the right consciousness? Oh my God. And I started to feel like maybe I can't hold this energy when they come, And I just started, is my consciousness in the right place to receive them? I kind of felt like Martha and Mary and all the 20 versions, some that had their lamps lit, and some that, the lamp kind of went out. And so I was just like, which part am I? And I just felt all these aspects of it in this dream. And I just was going around and around and around. And then this prayer came out of me: help me, God, help me, God, help me, God. And I woke up: help me, God, help me, God. And then that was it. It was like, so I woke up and I went and did my energization, and I went into my meditation closet. And I really understood I have to keep lifting my consciousness to God, lifting my consciousness to God. But then in meditation, it was my mom's anniversary last week of her passing. And I was feeling some heaviness, some hurt, some grief. And I went into meditation and I could feel that. And in my heart of hearts, I knew I had to stay with it. And as Yogananda and as Kriyananda said, go into the heart of it. When something comes up, go into the heart of it. And so I took a day of seclusion. I took a day to really honor it and honor my hurt and my feelings, but also to keep rising above it, because maybe the emotion was what's blocking me from really raising my consciousness, that the dream was really calling me to raise my consciousness. And how do we do that? We ask for help. We ask for the God and for the gurus who know how to raise their consciousness and live in that staying power of higher consciousness. And so I just felt very blessed by receiving that whole experience. I went to Narragansett Beach that day and walked the dogs, but I just really stayed inward. And I kept staying inward, but it was heavy even on Monday, but I kept staying with it. And then Tuesday, I woke up and I was in my tub and I thought, okay, what's my topic for yoga? Because I always kind of bring in some kind of affirmation, a topic. And I was like, oh, I'm feeling discouraged still, And I was like, oh, well, discouraged, courage. And so I'm going to call in courage. And that's what we did. We all called in courage in our yoga class, and we cleared each one of our chakras with the asana. And I felt so transformed. And we meditated on courage and releasing that discouragement that we can get, that maybe we're not meditating good enough, or maybe we're not doing the right things, whatever that might be. That's, Yogananda said to a devotee, when you have moods, Satan's got you, So it's like when you get into that, get pulled into that, it's that upliftment of consciousness that we're called to. And I just really felt that in the power of of doing that yoga class of it. And what I was just really understanding, like how much courage it takes to come into this world, to incarnate, to go through the hard things, you know. Kyle was telling me this week at her work, you know, 2 little children passed, and that heaviness, that sadness that can happen and can sink us. And yet we have to keep raising our consciousness, raising our consciousness. And so Yogananda, it's so hopeful. That's what the gurus give us, this hope, you know. And I found a passage I shared. We have a beautiful learn how to meditate class happening on Saturdays. And I found this to share. I remember the day when, for the first time, unlooked for, this is Yogananda, from behind the drudgery of routine meditating habits, the aurora of bliss suddenly burst upon my consciousness. It surpassed all my expectations, joy indescribable. Remember, Jackie told us this morning, we are like them. They are like us. They were born, they were incarnated, they went through all these experiences, and that day we will grow to God and become fully realized. We are avatars. The avatar has been through it all, just like we have. In a distant incarnation, Yogananda broke through limited consciousness to soul bliss in that meditation. And just as Master's efforts led him to bliss, so our efforts will lead us to our true nature, to our true Satchitananda. And our efforts will lead us there if we could persevere and put our hearts and our minds into it. It's the only, you know, it's that consistency that we show up for ourselves and for our higher consciousness and for our beloveds. There's a story of a devotee. For 23 years, he lived at Ananda village, and he meditated for 23 years. And finally, he came to one of the Nayaswamis and said, "Listen, can I increase my kriyas even up over, you know, the amount that was prescribed?" And they said, "Sure, why?" And he said, "Well, for 23 years, I've practiced Kriya Yoga, but only in the last 2 years has it become the most important thing of my life." Calling to him, just that's all he wanted. That will happen for us too. We'll break 3, and maybe it'll be 2 minutes or 2 days or 200 years, but it's going to happen. And knowing that freedom's happening, it keeps us in that hopefulness, in that knowing this is who we are. And we're always going to be spiritually uplifted. Keep tuning into these beautiful beings that their job is to keep bringing us to who we truly are, keep elevating us out of ego consciousness. And think about Hung Saw. What an affirmation, right? We're looking at japa, an affirmation and meditation group. I am spirit. I am spirit. Hung Saw was chanted throughout the ages in ancient India by all the great saints and sages, infused with their divine vibration. And when we chant that, we're with them. We join in that song, the song of the soul, as we allow Hung to move through our breath and Saw to be released. That's what we do. Hung Saw, I am spirit. Meditate with the avatars, with all the ancient sages, and let it become the most important thing in your life. Affirm your divine potential. I am spirit. Jesus also was a Prem avatar, right? An avatar of love. And Yogananda said something so beautiful about him that I wanted to share with you. Jesus is very much alive, says Yogananda ji, and active today. He is the unseen, working, unseen by the masses for the regeneration of the world. With his all-embracing love, he is not content to just enjoy his blissful consciousness in heaven. He is deeply concerned for mankind and wishes to give his followers the means to attain the divine freedom of entry into God's infinite kingdom. And Yogananda continues that Babaji is ever in communion with Jesus. Together, they send out vibrations of redemption, and together they have planned this whole process, this whole lineage of Kriya Yoga and the spiritual techniques for salvation of this land. And so Babaji is a Maha Avatar, a great avatar. And Babaji's mission in India is to assist prophets in carrying out their spiritual dispensations. And AY will meet his sister, Mataji. And Babaji's sister, one holy night, called Lahiri and Babaji to discuss a matter of great importance. And I'd like to read it to you. She said, I am Mataji, the sister of Babaji. I have asked him and also Lahiri Mahashaya to come to my cave tonight to discuss a matter of great importance. A nebulous light was rapidly floating over the Ganges. The strange luminescence was reflected in the opaque waters. It approached nearer and nearer until with a blinding flash, it appeared by the side of Mataji and condensed itself instantly into the human form of Lahiri Mahashaya. He bowed humbly at the feet of the woman saint. Before I had recovered from my bewilderment, I was further wonderstruck. This is Ram Gopal talking. Before I recovered from my bewilderment, I was further wonderstruck to behold a circling mass of mystical light traveling in the sky, descending swiftly. The flaming whirlpool neared our group and materialized itself into the body of a beautiful youth who I understood at once was Babaji. Lahiri Mahashaya, Mataji, and myself knelt at the Guru's feet. An etherical sensation of beatific glory thrilled every fiber of my being as I touched his divine flesh. Blessed sister, Babaji said, I am intending to shed my form and plunge into the infinite current. I have already glimpsed your plan, beloved master. I wanted to discuss it with you tonight. Why should you leave your body? The glorious woman looked at him beseechingly. What is the difference if I wear a visible or invisible wave on the ocean of my spirit? Mataji replied with a quaint flash of wit, Deathless Guru, if it makes no difference, then please do not ever relinquish your form. Be it so. Babaji said solemnly, I will never leave this physical body. It will always remain visible to at least a small number of people on this earth. The Lord has spoken his own wish through your lips. And this is Babaji's immortal promise to us that he's going to see us through this extraordinary act of love, to stay behind, to help us all develop the God-given qualities of love and peace and joy and truth. And he said he will always remain visible to at least small numbers of people. And soon we'll all go to Babaji's cave in India. All the pilgrims that are going this year. Next year, everyone else will go. And this is where Lahiri Mahashaya came to him, and Lahiri Mahashaya was remembered all his incarnations with Babaji, and was given the mission to awake Sri Yukteswar to be the teacher for Yogananda, to bring the teachings of meditation and Kriya Yoga to the West. And so Lahiri had this extraordinary experience, remembering all the times he spent meditating with Babaji. And we're going to go to that cave where the science of Kriya Yoga was born. So we're also going to meet our guide, Mahavir, and I met him 20 years ago or more. I went to India 3 times, and each time I spent time with him, and he is a beloved, beloved soul. And there was a time when we had to spend a long station wagon drive with him, my friend Helene and I. He took us to, my friend hurt her legs, I'll just say. And so he was giving us a ride, and we had maybe a 12-hour ride. I was in the back of the station wagon, and he told us an incredible, incredible story. He's a man of great faith, and he was in the seclusion of the Himalayan Babaji cave, and he saw Babaji. Babaji appeared to him and came to him. And this is Mahavir's story, but I'm going to ask him to tell us when we get to Babaji's cave of this incredible appearance that he had, and this incredible tuning into this vibration of this omnipresent, incredible master, what changed his life forever. And he became a guide for all the pilgrims who wanted to know God and who, opened their hearts to Babaji. And so There's so many blessings ahead of us as those of us that are going to India. And then when we come back, we'll be just sharing all those blessings with everybody. But we have to remember that our gurus are constantly reaching out their hearts and their hands by giving our love and appreciation, our devotion, our deepest, deepest awakened energy. We must never doubt our guru's love because they've come for us. There was once a time on a flight where a devotee was sitting, going home to her Ananda village, and she was hoping, it was a long trip, and she was hoping to have that middle seat open to really relax. And this big, big guy came in, he was dressed in black and tattoos and just plopped down. And she was like, oh. So she opened up, she's like, I'm just gonna just stay in my own energy. And so she opens up her book and she said, and the man said, who is that man on the cover? Who is that a picture of? And she said, Paramhansa Yogananda. He's the most loving being in the world. And the man said, I know. I know he is. He came to me in a dream. And he called my name, Michael, 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 over and over and over again. And he wrapped his arms around me, held me in such an incredible feeling of love, a love I've never experienced before. You know, I've done a lot of things in my life that I don't feel that good about. But what he did for me was the most incredible thing. No one knows what he did for me, but giving me this example to know that someone truly loves me is what's kept me going all these years. That's what they're doing for us. And we are worthy, and we are avatars. And each day we meet people on all levels of consciousness, some asleep, some awake. Our job as avatars in training is to practice non-judgment, extraordinary acts of kindness, and give everyone a boost upward. Reestablish God in our own inner temples of love and be the avatar you were born to be.
Now we'll have our offertory. Please take what you would like to give, place it in your right hand, and repeat after me. Divine Mother, we offer to thee the fruit of our labors.
Offer to thee the fruit of our labors.
Bless this offering,
Bless this offering,
that it serve as a channel of thy light
that it serve as a channel of thy light
to truth-seeking souls everywhere.
to truth-seeking souls everywhere.
Om. Peace.
God is truth, God is love. Excuse me, I'm going to start all over. I was in the wrong key. God is truth, God is love. Father, Mother, both are one. When our hearts cry out in pain, Mother, bring us peace again. Every mother brings to birth hints of thy love for the earth.
Beautiful. Now we'll have our festival of light. Let us lift up our hearts in a festival of light. The essence of this ceremony has been passed down from ancient times. O waves that we are in the bosom of the infinite sea, joyfully together, let us celebrate our own greater reality. For now, by God's grace, our redemption is at hand. The promise has been given. The divine light returning anew to earth